Oh, well,
There it is.
welcome to everyone that's made it along this morning. We really appreciate your time, and we'll try and make it as high value for you as possible this morning. I guess I will hand over to Elizabeth to dive into things, or is it Simon this morning?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I will hand over to Simon this morning. Have a great day.
Job you in,
Awesome.
Simon.
No problem at all. Excellent. So there's basically 3 points that I think we want to cover off with you today. First one is just the what's happening with the release of the pilot application to you guys, so you can start trying it out. The second point I want to talk to you about is just a demonstration of the latest, greatest feature that we'll be releasing into the pilot once it's ready, which won't be for another week or two. And then the third point is actually quite a specific, interesting issue that we're trying to sort of work through for the development of a new feature when it comes to editing certificates and how that needs to work and so on. So those are 3 points. So the first one, the availability of the pilot application for you guys. We were actually hoping to have it all ready for you guys to log into at this session. Unfortunately, and it is actually one mouse click away, but we've got the security people who are just finishing their review of the code. So once they give us the thumbs up, which hopefully touch wood is today, maybe tomorrow, we'll be clicking the mouse button to make it live and then sending you guys an email to see if you guys can get in and start using it. So that's kind of the update on where that's at. So it's sort of it's basically imminent. So sorry we couldn't get it ready for you for today. The second point I wanted to talk to you about, so I'll do a screen share. Can everyone see? They should see the legacy app up on screen. So what I wanted to do is show you something that is beyond just the sort of the work lists that we've shown you to date, and it's actually showing the details of the packages and the certificates that are on a work item. So what I want to do is just sort of take you through some of the test data, what it currently looks like in legacy, and then what we've built that should be available in, say, a week's time in the new app. So I've just created a piece of test data here, which has 2 packages in it, and they've got a mixture of certificates. I'm sure it doesn't make sense, the combination I've created, but it's really just for demonstrating purposes. So I've got one package with 5 certificates, and that package is not signed. Second package is actually signed. So
that is saying, I'm like, I've infected him with my not being here.
Right. Someone might need to be on.
Rowan, you might want to mute your microphone.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. That's better. So if I nip over to the new app, so that same survey that I had, sorry, not survey, work item, this one here, 1964, I'm going to open it up. So I'm logged in as the same user in the new app. And this is a new feature that that we haven't demonstrated to you before. So this was just a blank section before, this packages section. So now those same 2 packages are now visible here. And we're seeing exactly what is in the legacy database. So if I change it in legacy, it would appear here as well. So I've got a package here with 5 certificates in it, one of which is certified, the rest are not. Another package here with 2 that are which the whole package is signed, and 2 certificates are certified here. And if I was to click on whichever package I click on the left-hand side, I see on the right-hand side expandable sections for one for each of these certificates. So this one here, package 1, I've got an expandable section for each one of these 5 certificates, and the one that is certified at the bottom here, the 223A, has got a little tick on it saying it's been certified. And I was to click on the second package, both of these are certified. And this is just read only for now. So these fields say like the TA name or the approval date aren't editable yet. So it's just a read-only view of what you would currently have to edit in the legacy system. But the editability of these fields is something that would be coming soon in another feature. Any questions about this? Any sort of feedback? Anything that's confusing?
What did you mean about the editability will be in the future? What do you mean by that?
Oh, so we're sort of working our way through a whole list of features to slowly build up the application. So right now we've built the read-only view of the packages list and the read-only view of the certificates in those packages. The next feature of the block will actually be to edit those. So if we deployed this feature, you'd be able to have a look at the details in the new app, but then go ahead, you'd have to do the certification and the signing of the package itself in the legacy app. But then in another few weeks, we'll actually give you the ability to edit certificates, and then a few weeks after that, we'll give you the ability to sign those certificates or sign the packages.
Yep, that's fine. I understand.
Cool. Rachel.
Yeah, hi Simon. So just to confirm, I think it's obvious, but if it's got like the green tick, you can see at a glance that it's been certified.
Correct.
And to know if the package has been signed, it's just signed down the bottom.
Yeah, so this thing here it says signed by S. Durley. So that's the indicator that's been signed. Yep.
Probably a dumb question as well, but why does it say another package rather than like package 2?
Okay. So that was no, it's just me. In fact, I'll demonstrate it right now. Messing around with the ability to manually change the names of the packages.
Oh, okay, sure.
So, whoops. If I've got it locked, don't I? That's the problem. Ordinarily, if I was to create another package, it'll just say package 2, package 3, package 4. And I have to get back into this. So if I say I'll create another package, create a package. So I'll get package 2 here, add another package. I'm going to get into all sorts of problems here. That's been signed, so I can't do anything with that. So I guess the key thing is that the package naming convention that you're used to with package 1, package 2, and all the rest will remain, but you can still edit them to whatever. I know that some people edit them to 223 and 224 to sort of just to reflect whatever the contents of the package are. So that won't change. It'll be whatever you're used to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
What about the unsigning of a package? How would that look?
So we haven't built that yet. We'll be getting to that probably in a couple of months. But that'll be, it'll have the same effect as what you're currently doing today. But we'll demonstrate that to you in due course.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Cool. Anyone else with questions? Nope. Okay. Well, that probably brings us to the third point, which is really a fairly interesting question about how we can edit the certificates that are in a package. So I'm going to start editing or have a look at how we edit some of these certificates here. Because what we want to do, we have to build the equivalent feature in the new system where these fields here, say in this case lot number or CSN number, or in this case here, we've got a plan number and approval date, how we actually edit that information, because we realize that you guys record it currently and we need to give you the equivalent functionality. But one of the things that you can do in Legacy, as we've noticed, is that you can edit all these fields as if they're just free text. So they appear quite structured. So this has the plan number, this one has the TA name, this one has like an approval date, which has a certain structure, which might be the 21st day of February 2023. The question that we have is, do you ever deviate from that kind of really these sort of structured inputs? Do you actually put in data that might be quite different from what is intended for the field, like actually put in like 2 plan numbers, or something that like a date format that isn't exactly what we're looking at here, or possibly even change the TA name? We just like to understand, because we're trying to understand like how much leeway we give users in the front end to record this information, if they do need to be able to put in whatever text they think is possible, or whether we should actually just constrain it to saying choose a date, choose from a drop down, you can't edit the plan number, that kind of thing. So I'm very interested in what kind of feedback you guys have on that. Ken.
Yeah, g'day, Simon. Yeah, so when I'm editing those fields, generally I'm not changing anything majorly. It's just like the LT number. Yep. There may be a couple of added spaces before or after the LT number, which I'll just trim up so it fits more tidily.
Right.
In the actual certification. The same with the TA name, and I think the 223E might have a couple of added spaces. So generally I'm just tidying up the extra spaces that aren't required, just so it reads and looks prettier, I guess.
Okay.
Just when in the certification, but that's about it. I don't do any major changes to the TA name as such.
Right, and those spaces are just the ones, the spaces before or after the text. Is that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, put a full stop after. I think there's an LT name in the 223E. I think I put a full stop because that's at the end of the sentence. So yeah, just pretty much just correcting the grammar, I guess, to my own liking.
Right. Okay.
There we go.
Right.
The LT number.
Right.
So it's at the end of the sentence. So I'll just add a full stop at the end of that.
Yeah. Right.
So so the changes you're making are to actually improve consistency.
My consistency, my like. I mean, it's yeah.
Okay, so
Nice.
things like making sure it fits in with a sentence. So if it's at the end of a sentence, there's a full stop, but there's no space, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, like easements, like with the easements plural there, you've got in brackets, and if I can see that I've got plural easements, I'll go in and take those brackets away and just put the S in there. And similarly, if there's just one easement, I'll go in and I'll take the brackets and the S out altogether as well.
Okay. Cool,
just so that it reads true.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. Right. Yeah, I think definitely some fields are going to be definitely free text. This one here, for example, easement type, like this is arguably kind of a drop down, or we would have as a drop down, like right of way, private road. Would you ever do anything different from those 3 options there?
Yeah, well, I do trim out the ones that aren't relevant. So yeah, if it's just 3, 4, 8 with a right of way, I'll put in right of way. Or sometimes actually we have pedestrian right of way, so I'm actually adding the word pedestrian in front of right of way.
Okay, no, that's good to know actually. Right, and Rowan, you've got your hand up.
Sometimes I just hear it's just the easement. I'd flexibility in cancelling easements and just the wording. This might just be me, but I've often find that quite difficult to manoeuvre around the set boxes that are there in favour of, or because some of the easements are very old and just the wording that you put in just to suit. I'm probably a bit more used to it now. I just asking, are you going to put a lot more categories of set boxes in? Are they extras that you've got down there, or are they the ones that are all there at the moment that I actually don't use all of them?
These ones here? Yeah, so this is just what's in Legacy right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So our general position is whatever you could do in Legacy, you would be able to do in the new app. So just the one that you were talking about before, Rowan, about you might actually have to add in some more text. Was this around the easement type?
Yep.
Okay, so easement type isn't strictly a
it's
okay. That's good to know.
It's an easement cancellation. So you're cancelling old easements.
Right. Cool. Andy.
Hey, yeah, I had a quick question. Do you guys find that there is one or two certificates in particular that you consistently need to tinker with more, or is it just an issue that it just depends on the situation? So all of them you might need to play around with in terms of the fields there that you need to edit.
So it's Dale here. I regularly will tweak the 243 certification, just so it's fit for purpose, in terms of my easement. I mean, quite often it's an easement and gross. So yeah, I do tweak that a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so I've just got a 243 here. Would you be changing the easement details here?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I would. Yeah.
So it might be quite a different set of text from that structure that I'm showing here.
Yes.
Okay.
With that, yeah.
Okay. No, that's good to know. It just means we need to make sure we cater for that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because me being the designer, I'm wanting everything to be nice and tidy. So everything's like a set list of things that we can just edit nicely. But there's definitely seems there's need for the to be able to just do whatever you want when the need arises.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Rowan.
Oh,
cool.
No, it's just that one there that you've got up, and it's the two drop downs. It's all three of those: easement details, servient, and dominant, that I sometimes have difficulty with, or that the solicitor will come back and ask me to change.
Right. Okay. Good. So you might be doing some fairly free-form edits to that field and that one there. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Good.
I just try to make it suit what you kind of get a sense of what the lawyer or what the solicitor will ask for, and so I just throw it all in there.
Okay. Good to know. Ken.
Hey, Simon. Yeah, so one other thing that just sprung to mind just whilst listening into the rest of the team there was that the word plan that's been included in the in those two added servant dominant tenement details.
Yep.
Sometimes that sort of trips up surveyors who are adding the details in or are preloading information in, so they'll leave the word plan there. So rather than using the two letters LT.
Yeah,
they'll add in plan and then put the number as such. So I'm just wondering, can we take out the word plan perhaps and put in LT?
So something like that.
Well, mind you, with this being a 243E, it's going to be a DP, isn't it? So, I'm not sure. Maybe it needs to be a bit of discussion about what's the best option there. Because Simon, sorry I've led you down the wrong way there.
No, that's fine. Yeah,
that should definitely be, if we're cancelling an easement, it's going to be a DP, isn't it? So
yeah.
I guess also with the also as I think it was Dale or might have been Rowan said earlier, with the dominant tenement, sometimes if it's a cancelling an easement in gross, we're going to put in there like Auckland Council or the relevant TA as the dominant tenement rather than the lot.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not sure. I mean, we just take that out altogether.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, it might be something that we leave for now, and we'll certainly still give you the ability to completely overwrite and change as you need.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep. For sure. Phil. Question.
I was going to say we could supply a list of all these options that are currently there, just in a spreadsheet or something like that. If anybody wanted to have a look at it and go through it, and make some suggestions about any changes. Yeah, I mean, it may not get incorporated straight away, but we can use it going forward.
Great. That sounds good. Phil, is that something you can pull together?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just a table in the database. So if anybody would like a copy of it, or do we just send it to everybody and get some responses if people have got time to have a look at it?
Yep, that sounds good. If you could maybe share it around with the whole group, Phil.
Yep, no problem.
And yeah, great. Okay. Maybe one of the ones of specific interest, one of the field is the date field. I'm just going to find something with a date. So we've got approval date in a sort of formats in a relatively lengthy way. So, it might say the 21st day of February 2024. That's the same format everyone uses. You wouldn't vary from that. No, great. And would you
that
ever
be easier just to? Oh, sorry, Simon, you go. I think we're about to ask the same question.
No, you go. No.
I was going to ask, would it just be easier to have a date picker drop down, and it just formats the date for you instead of having to type it all out in free text?
That would be handy. That would be quite useful. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, as long as we could go back in time, so that sometimes if we have a 223 that comes in for recertification, we need to hold the original signing date, perhaps. So as long as we can go back in time, as I say.
Cool.
I agree with that, because if you unsign it for some reason, whatever it may be, and then you want to re-sign it, then I want to hold that date, the first date I signed it, and not the secondary.
Yeah. Great. And do you ever need to, like, other than just choosing the date, would you ever need to like go and edit the resulting formatted date at all? Like, and I don't know how you might edit it, but add in like any additional text, anything like that.
Is there any like legal reason? Is it written like that for like some kind of legal reason for the certificate preview, or is it just that's just how it is?
It's how it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's how Lynn's accept it, so that's what we do.
Okay.
It's what solicitors use as well, as the format solicitors tend to use as well, which I think is why you guys use it, Lynn's use it.
Cool.
Yeah. Those certificates were put together by the RGL, so that was, I think, what was expected at the time. But I mean, we could have discussions with him.
Okay. Yeah, our working assumption is that the format that you've got here is the one that we'd stick to, because there's probably a lot of expectations built around using that format currently. Yeah, the only question I was driving at is just if we needed to provide some kind of editability for the text. I mean, if you needed to say the 21st/22nd day of such and such, or anything like that required editing beyond just choosing a date. That was all. Great. Okay, and I note actually that this date actually has a dot built into the back of it, so we need to make sure that we have all the punctuation in the right place. Okay, no, that's good. No, I think you've. Ken, you've got your hand up.
Cheers, Phil. Yeah, just I mean, it would be good if that date could just be pre-populated with the actual today's date. Every time you go in there, it's the actual date, and so if you then wish to edit it, you could.
Yep.
But so that we didn't have to type in, because obviously sometimes we come back in January and we're still typing last year's date in there. So which I might have been guilty of once or twice.
Yeah.
But so it'd be good to have the current date in there.
Cool.
But if we then need to edit it, as I say, to a previous date, then we could. If we had that option, that'd be good.
Yep, no problem. We can do that. Tony, did I see your hand up?
Oh yeah, in other apps we've got the
Thanks.
calendar pop up that Andy was talking about, the default date is highlighted as the current date. So you can just click on the calendar, it highlights the current day if that's the one you want, or you choose another day from the calendar. That works quite well. It's one more click, obviously. The risk if you pre-populate the date is if you don't review it, you could be accepting a date that you don't want.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I think we've unpicked that one sufficiently, so we've got enough to go away and sort of fix up our designs for that. And then, of course, you get a chance to actually play with it and see how it works once we can release that to you, and then you can make sure that that works as you'd expect. I think we've pretty much come to the end of the agenda. We've got 3 minutes left. Does anyone have any other sort of general questions, queries that you want to throw out there? Rowan.
So, just had a question about unit title packages and how you present those. Just largely because I guess I was wanting some guidance recently about what you do on stage unit titles, and we don't do very many here. So and the surveyor ended up consulting widely and changed the packages in the end. Is how you group. Is there any way that you would group your certificates so that you know what you should be pulling up, or should we just know that because we're the expert in the field, I suppose, for signing off?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of probably beyond the realm of my expertise. I mean, I think
right.
yeah, I mean, the system will let you group your certificates into whichever packages you like and rename the packages. I know some people rename packages as a 223 package and other packages as a 224 package, but yeah, the intricacies are beyond me. Yeah. So
Okay.
Would that be in how the package, the request was sent through from the surveyor?
Yeah, and I think therein was the issue is that because we don't do a lot then in the survey community, there were no real technical experts about what's required on a staged plan in the first stage, and just a whole lot of different questions came up. We got it worked out in the end, but it took a long time, and I guess it's just a learning curve, more so than, like you say, this process.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, it's 10:29. If there's nothing else, I think we can draw it to a close. Thank you all very much for your time, everyone. And as soon as the pilot app is available for you guys, we will be in touch with an email to ask you guys to jump on board.
Just everyone keep your fingers crossed that it's today.
Lovely. Okay. Take care, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you
Bye.
very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, team.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, team. Nice one.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.